Music, eh? Yeah, I've got a bit of a list. Should we get on with it? Brian, you can take notes as well if you really want to. First off, we'll start with the most important by far, Radiohead. If you're gonna get one of their albums, get In Rainbows, because it's probably the closest to perfection any album has actually come to ever. Words can't explain how good In Rainbows is. But in terms of songs to like look up on YouTube or Spotify or something, go for There, brackets, The Bony King of Nowhere. If you can find the Glastonbury 2003 performance of that as well, that's widely regarded as one of the single greatest performances of any song ever. And then there's also the Pyramid song, which is just gorgeous. But neither of those are on In Rainbows, but In Rainbows is the one you need because, you know, it's pretty good. Next, continuing on the sort of like pensive alternative look at music is Bon Iver, and their album Forever Ago is sumptuous, I think is the word. And the two fantastic songs from that are For Emma and Skinny Love. If you look up For Emma a cappella, it's them basically in a Paris hotel, I think, doing an a cappella version. It's imperfect, but the imperfections of it make it all the more beautiful. And then there's also the video of him playing Skinny Love on a steel guitar, I think, on Jules Holland. It's one of those few performances you can actually see the artist pouring their emotions into the song. It's just amazing. Then after that, you hop over onto one of my biggest influences on my own music, probably ever, being Chris Cornell. And his solo album, his first solo album, Euphoria Morning. And when I first heard that, that literally changed the way I thought about music, the way I thought about writing music. It's got the two songs which I'd say you need to listen to from that album are When I'm Down and Sweet Euphoria, which is sort of between a lullaby and a hymn. Then of course I would recommend the inimitable Pink Floyd. I'm too young to even understand how they affected music. Obviously the album for them is Dark Side of the Moon, but the two songs that I'd recommend for them are both from their album Medal, one which is One of These Days, and then Echoes, which is the last track on Medal. And lastly is my personal current favourite band, Queens of the Stone Age, and their album Songs for the Deaf is basically the single just best heavy rock album ever. I haven't heard anything which even comes close to being able to be compared to it. It's heavy rock, but it's not like on the drums. It's like tuneful and rhythmic and just everything rock should be. So the two songs that I'd recommend to you. One, you got a song called You Think I Ain't Worth a Dollar But I Feel Like a Millionaire, which is the opening track to Songs for the Deaf, which is just the most audacious opening to an album I've ever heard. The other one of theirs I recommend is from a different album, and the song's called You Got a Killer Scene There Man. It's just, that song is sex. Like if you mixed rock music with sex, you'd have Queens of the Stone Age. But anyway, that is my list of 5 musicians that you have to listen to before you die, mainly for Raquel, but also for Brian. Raquel, your mentioning of the running and biking and exercise that you've been doing, it's kind of making me feel a bit bad about myself because I currently don't really do any exercise. So what I want to do is, following the rule of if you say it on camera and post it on YouTube, you have to do it, otherwise you'll be murdered, is I'm gonna start working out. I'm not gonna go to the gym because I don't really like gyms, but I'm gonna start doing some, you know, some press-ups and some sit-ups. I need Brian and I need Raquel, I need you guys to sort of keep me on that because I wanna get fitter. And I bet you thought I'd forgotten it, but this was a thing, so